The manipulation of a Cancer is like drowning in calm waters. You don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. They don't lash out or scream when they want to hurt you. Instead, they weaponize their emotions, making you question your own actions, your own words, and even your own sanity. A Cancer's ability to guilt trip and emotionally entangle you is unmatched. They'll make you feel like the bad guy, even when you're the victim. Cancers are deeply emotional, and they know how to use those emotions to control others. Their tears aren't always innocent, and their vulnerability can be a carefully crafted tool to get what they want. They'll pull at your heartstrings, making you feel like you owe them everything, even when they're the ones who cross the line. And the worst part, you'll believe them. They have a way of flipping the script in their favor. If you confront a Cancer, they'll immediately become the victim. Suddenly, it's not about what they did wrong. It's about how you hurt them, by even bringing it up. Their ability to twist a situation until you're apologizing for their mistakes is both infuriating and masterful. Cancers are masters of passive aggression. They won't come at you directly, but you'll feel the sting of their anger in the smallest, most cutting ways. A cold silence, a dismissive glance, or a backhanded compliment, these are their weapons of choice. They'll make you feel their disappointment without ever having to say a word, leaving you to unravel the emotional mess they've created. But don't mistake their manipulation for weakness. Cancers are fiercely protective of themselves and the people they care about. If they feel threatened, they'll do whatever it takes to regain control. They'll dig into your insecurities, exploiting every weakness they've observed over time. Their quiet nature allows them to gather information without you even realizing it. And when the time comes, they'll use it to their advantage. The most brutal part of a Cancer's manipulation is how personal it feels. They know you on a deep, intimate level, and they're not afraid to use that knowledge against you. They'll bring up your past mistakes, your fears, and your vulnerabilities, all while presenting themselves as the innocent party. It's not just about winning, it's about making you feel small, powerless, and entirely at fault. Cancers are emotional puppeteers, and their ability to pull the strings is terrifying. They know how to make you feel guilty for setting boundaries, selfish for standing up for yourself, and cruel for wanting something different from them. Their manipulation doesn't just affect your actions, it gets inside your head, making you doubt everything you thought you knew about the relationship. When a Cancer feels hurt or betrayed, their manipulation becomes a masterclass in emotional warfare. They retreat into their shell, leaving you out in the cold, desperate to fix things. They won't come to you directly. They'll sit back, quietly radiating their disappointment, forcing you to chase after them. You'll find yourself apologizing for things you didn't even do, offering explanations for misunderstandings you didn't create, all because their silence feels like a punishment you can't endure. But here's the brutal twist: even when you think you've smoothed things over, it's never truly over. A Cancer has a long memory, and they'll carry the weight of that betrayal like a badge. They'll forgive, or at least pretend to, but they'll never let you forget. Subtly, and sometimes not so subtly, they'll remind you of how deeply you hurt them. A casual mention here, a wistful comment there, it's their way of ensuring you never get too comfortable. Cancers have a way of making their pain the centerpiece of every interaction after a betrayal. You'll feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, trying to avoid upsetting them again. And yet, no matter how hard you try, they'll find ways to make you feel like it's not enough. They'll play the martyr, painting themselves as the one who gave everything while you took it all for granted. Their ability to rewrite history is chilling. They'll reframe the narrative to make it seem like your actions were far worse than they actually were, while conveniently leaving out their own missteps. In their version of events, they're always the victim, and you're the villain. And because they're so convincing, you might even start to believe it yourself. What makes their manipulation even more devastating is how personalized it is. Cancers know you better than you think, and they'll use that knowledge to press all the right buttons. They'll invoke memories of shared vulnerability, reminding you of moments where they were there for you, only to twist it into proof that you owe them. It's not just emotional blackmail, it's a full-scale assault on your sense of guilt and responsibility. And if you try to call them out on their behavior, be prepared for a masterful performance. Tears will flow, voices will crack, and they'll look at you with those wounded eyes that make you feel like the worst person in the world. They'll turn the tables so completely that you'll find yourself apologizing again Even if you were the one wronged, when a Cancer feels betrayed, they don't just want reconciliation, they want control. They'll make you jump through hoops, beg for forgiveness, and prove your loyalty over and over again. And even then, they'll keep you under their thumb, ensuring you're always aware of the damage you caused and the debt you supposedly owe.